Welcome to this module. Here we will talk about MongoDB aggregation framework. That is the most powerful tool that MongoDB offers, and it gives you great instruments to work with your documents in the collections. Using aggregation framework, you can easily group documents in your collections by specific conditions. You can also add additional fields during grouping, such as average, total, minimum, maximum, and so on. You can process documents in your collections in several stages one by one. Aggregation requests are very fast, and you will get results pretty quickly. We will start from some theoretical stuff, and then go on and look at examples. We will perform different aggregation requests on our persons collection, and you will see full power of the aggregation framework. So let's get started and see you next.
AI is changing the game for app development. Firebase is here to help.
In this module, we need sample collection to perform aggregation requests. We will do this using same persons collection that we have used before. If you have not inserted documents into this collection, you can do this now. Attached to this lesson, you will find document called persons.json. This document contains 1000 documents in array. So you need to copy all documents, right button click copy, and then open shell to any database, for example MyDB, open shell, and then db.persons, insert many, then parentheses, and in parentheses just paste what you have just copied from the file, like this, and execute this. I will not do this because I have persons collection. If you don't have, just perform this operation and you're ready to go. So, see you next. Let's first look at an aggregation process. We will not dive too deeply in details now, just high-level overview. Let's suppose at the beginning we have some documents in the collection. So entire collection is here. First, we can perform match operation like we did in find or update methods. This match query can produce subset of the documents. Then you can take this subset of the documents and perform group operation. As a result of the group operation, you will get brand new documents. You can group matched documents based on certain condition. For example, by age, by score, by state, by country, and so on. And as a result of operation, you will get new documents, and each document will represent each group. For example, each country. For example, we have collection of persons. We can match persons that live, for example, just in USA, and then group by state. And in the results, we will get documents. Each document will represent certain state, and each document will contain quantity of the persons that live in certain state. So aggregation looks like a pipe. So we have large set of documents, then we make it smaller, and at the end we will get some groups of those documents. Again, this is a high level, and later in the course we will dive in deeper details. Let's go on and next talk about aggregate method and about its syntax. See you in a second. Aggregation framework uses a special method called aggregate. Let's look at the syntax. db, then collection name, then aggregate. This method needs one argument, an array. Array of stages. Each stage is an object, and all stages are separated by comma. At the beginning, all documents in the collection are passed to the stage 1. Then those documents are processed in this stage, and result of processing is passed to stage 2. Stage 2 takes those documents from the stage 1, performs its operation, and then passes to the next stage, and so on. When last stage ends its operation, results are returned back to the client. And those results are returned as a cursor. We have talked about cursor before and will not repeat it here. Let's go to the Mongodb shell and try aggregate method. We will try it with empty array, without any stages. And let's look what will happen. So ensure that you are in MyDB and that you have persons collection inside of it. Here it is, persons. And let's execute just db.persons.aggregate parentheses and inside just empty array without any stages. And let's press enter. And here you get a result. And you see here type IT for more. It means that server returned you a cursor. But which documents server returned to us? In this case, it returned same documents as it would return with find command. Let's execute find command instead of aggregate. Just db, persons, find, and empty query. And let's press enter. Result will be the same. It means that aggregate method without any stages will produce same result as find method with empty query. Okay, let's go on and talk about stages next. See you shortly. Let's discuss more deeper what is aggregation stage and which aggregation stages exist in aggregation framework. Each stage works independent from others. Each stage takes documents as an input, then performs its operation, and outputs documents. This can be same documents, for example, reordered or limited to certain number, or it can be brand new documents when we use, for example, group stage. All what I want you to keep in mind is that each stage doesn't impact other stages. So, result of one stage just simply passed to another stage, and so on. Stages are independent. Okay, let's look at the stage operators. Each stage starts from the stage operator, prepended by $, and then comes an object. Let's look at the examples. In the first example, we use match aggregation stage operator. Then comes colon and then object. Object contains key value pairs. We will not look at contents of each object in this case, because we will discuss each stage operator individually. But for now, you just need to remember how to construct each stage. So again, stage operator, for example group or sort, prepended by $, then colon and object with key value pairs. Let's make a quick overview of some stage operators that are used in aggregation framework. Match. It is used to filter documents by certain query. Group. Groups documents by certain criteria. Project. Filters fields in the documents. Sort. Sorts objects. Count. Counts number of objects or documents. Limit. Limits number of the documents. Skip. Skips certain amount of documents. Out. Writes result of the aggregation into another collection. No worries, we will talk about each of those operators later in the course. Next, we will discuss what is aggregation expression and where it is used. See you shortly. Let's now talk about aggregation expressions. What is this? Expression refers to the name of the field of the input documents. Remember that each stage takes as an input list of documents, and all those documents have certain fields. And aggregation expression refers to the field names of those documents, input documents. This reference is made in following way. String, then $, and after the $, field name. Why it is string? Let's look at an examples. In the first example, we use group stage. Group is on the left side here, so it is a key. That's why we don't need to use double quotes here, so just $, and then group stage name. On the right side, we have an object with key value pair. Key is _ID, then comes colon, and then value. If we will omit those double quotes, then this $h will be interpreted as a variable. But in aggregation framework, it is a reference to the field name of the input objects. That's why we must always embed those aggregation expressions in double quotes. So pass this expression as a string. Another example: group underscore ID and value that is also embedded in double quotes, but in this case we use dot notation. It means that we refer to the field name of the nested documents in the input documents. Company.location.country. So company is a first level property, location is a property of the company object, and country is a property of the location object that is a property of company object. And last example. In this example, we use two aggregation expressions, name and price. First aggregation expression refers to the name field of the input documents, and price refers to the price field of the input documents. Again, this group stage takes list of documents as an input, and those documents have name and price fields. In this example, you see special operator $sum. This operator is called cumulative operator, and we will talk about such kind of operators later on. Let's summarize. Aggregation expression refers to the field of the input documents. You can refer to the nested fields using dot notation, like in the second example. Let's move on and talk about first stage operator, match. See you in a second.
Требуются сотрудники на удаленку. Все, кто ищет работу от 19 лет. Условия: удаленная работа, график.
Let's start talking about stages. And first stage will be match stage. You are already familiar with Mongodb queries. Match uses query as an argument. That's why it will be pretty simple for you to get started with this match stage. So, syntax: $match, then colon, then object that includes query. Examples: match city New York. So we are looking for all documents that have city field equals to New York. Second example: age greater than 25. All documents where field age is greater than 25. And last example, we use here AND operator, gender must be female, and age greater than 25. So please note, match stage uses same queries that we have discussed before, and same query operators can be used here. Next, we will look at the example and try match stage in action. See you in a second. Here is the first example. We use just one stage operator, match. It needs a query as an argument, and query is age greater than 25. Please note that if you use match stage without any other stages, this aggregation request is equal to find request with same query. So results will be following: just raw unmodified documents from the collection persons. And of course, age field will be greater than 25. Let's look at this in action. So open Robo3T, then double click on persons collection. Find operation will be performed automatically. And let's open a new tab, double click persons again. And in this tab, we will perform aggregation operations. So let's replace get collection persons just with persons to make it smaller. Then next line, and instead of find, we will use aggregate. Aggregate needs an array as an argument. So here is array. Let's split it to several lines, and on the next line will be first stage. Let me here add a comment. Stage 1. And here our first stage will be match, $match, colon, and let's use a query. For example, is active true? Is active true? Like this. And execute this. Command Enter, and here we got results where isActiveField is true for all documents. Here it is. First document is true, in second, and so on. We can switch to table view, and here isActive also true everywhere. Let's go back to text mode. And let's try something else. Let's check size of the text array, and we want to find all documents where size of this text array is 3. Let's do this. Text, colon, then $size operator, and here 3. And Command Enter. Now in the results we got documents where text array size is 3. So 3 elements are included in this text array. Same for other documents. Here it is. Let's perform following. Just copy query, copy, and go to Find tab. And paste here this query for find. And execute this. Command Enter. And you will see that results are same. So here is first document, and same document was returned here. This demonstrates you that find with a query is equal to aggregate with one stage operator, match. Okay, let's go on and next talk about group stage. See you shortly.
You're looking to make your app the best it can be. It sounds simple, but the reality is anything but.
Let's now talk about group stage. This stage is very important, and it is used almost in each aggregation request. Let's look at the syntax. $group, then colon and object. This object contains key value pairs, where keys are field names and values are expressions. _ID is a mandatory field. Others are optional. In this example, you see field 1 that has a value accumulator and expression. We will talk about accumulators later on, and now we'll focus just on the one field _ID. So how it works? Before group stage, we have set of documents. Those documents have certain fields. And if you want to group those documents by certain field name, you should use this field name in the expression on the right side of the _ID key value pair. And as a result, you will get documents with one field _ID. And values will depend on the values of the input field that you used in expression. It may sound difficult, but let's look at an examples. First example, group, then object with key value pair, _ID, then colon, and $h as a string. In this example, we refer to the h field of the input documents. Then we find all distinct values of h field and then produce new set of documents. And each of those new documents will have just one field name, _ID. And values will be distinct values of the h field of the input documents. For example, 20, 21, 23, and so on. Next example, group, then _ID, then colon, and instead of just one expression, we pass here an object with two key value pairs, age, $h, and gender, $gender. It means that we will group by pairs, age and gender. So we will find all unique pairs in input documents, age and gender, and will output them in separate documents. And again, each output document will have just one field _ID. And in this second example, this field will have a nested document as a value. And this nested document will have two own fields, age and gender. Okay, let's summarize. Group performs grouping of input documents by certain field or fields. Underscore ID is mandatory and it must be present in each group stage. Group stage may have also other fields except underscore ID, and those new fields may be calculated dynamically using special accumulators. We will talk about them later on. And next, let's look at the group example and let's play with the group in the shell. See you shortly. So, first example with the group stage. In this example, we will use just one group stage, no other stages. And here, we will group by age field. In the aggregate request, we use just one group operator. Then comes colon, and then key value pair. Key underscore ID is mandatory, and value is a string with $age. This is an expression that refers to the age field of the input documents. Question: which input documents are passed to this group stage? Answer is simple. Whole collection persons is passed to the group stage, because we don't have any other stages before group. So we will group all documents in the collection persons, and we will group them by age. What do we get as a result of operation? We get set of documents with exactly one field, underscore ID, here it is, and different values appear on the right side. Those values are distinct values of the age field of the documents in the persons collection. To summarize, you simply get all different persons' ages: 27, 30, and so on. Please note that results are not sorted. We will talk about sort later on. Okay, let's move to the shell and play with this group operator. After previous example, we had aggregate request here with match stage. Let's replace match with a group. And here on the right side, we need to use underscore ID as a field name. And as a value, we need to use expression. Recap that each expression must be embedded into the quotes. Then comes $sign and field name of the input documents. We can take any field name of our documents. Let's take, for example, gender. So simply $sign gender. So what will be the result? Let's execute this, Command Enter. So just two documents. Underscore ID is the field name of those documents, and here we have all possible distinct values of the gender field in input documents. And there are just two different options, male and female. Let's use another field here. For example, eye color. Command Enter. And here we get three results: brown, blue, and green. So just three documents. Let's group by name. And here we get all possible persons' names. Of course, we will get 1000 documents here, because person name is unique. And as a last example, let's use age here, Command Enter. And here we get all ages of the persons. So totally 21 result. Okay, let's go on, and in the next example, we will group by nested fields. See you in a second. You can easily group by nested fields. And in this example, we are grouping by company.location.country. So country is a property of location and location is a property of company. And again, we are talking here about input documents that are located in the persons collection. What is the result here? Result is the same when grouping just by root field name. So it doesn't matter whether field is nested or not. In those results, we see just 4 countries: Germany, France, Italy, and USA. So all persons live just in those 4 countries. Let's go to the shell and try this. Let's first go to Find tab and execute default find query. In our documents, we have company, that has nested document and location that also has nested document. Let's first query by company, location, country. Let's go to Aggregate tab. So group underscore ID is same, and here instead of age use company dot location dot country. And let's execute this, command enter. In the result, just 4 countries. What if I will try to group by company.location without country? Let's delete this, command enter. In the results, I get now objects. For example, country USA and address. And here is a list of all such possible different objects. Here it is. If I will try now to group just by company, like this, command enter, I will get all distinct company objects. To summarize, it makes sense to group by nested field name when some documents have same values of such fields. Let's go on to the next example, where we will group by several fields. See you!
English is my second language. As a vlogger, I deal with social media a lot, which is actually fun for me, but
In this example, we will group by 2 fields, age and gender. Of course, you can use more fields than 2, 3, 4 and so on. But please note that aggregation will find all possible combinations. And of course, more fields will result in more combinations and therefore in more documents as a result of group stage. Okay, let's look at the syntax. Group, then object with underscore ID and its value. Value in this case will be object with 2 key value pairs. First key value pair, age and expression $age. In the results, we will get documents with 1 field underscore ID. And this field will have a nested document with 2 fields, age and gender. It means that in each key value pair, key represents field name of the nested document. Let's look at the results here. You will get documents with 1 field underscore ID, and value will be nested document with 2 fields, age and gender. And as the values, you will get all possible combinations with age and gender. Let's try this in the shell. After previous example, we have a group stage with underscore ID company. So just remove company here and add object. Let's group by eye color and favorite fruit. Here in the curly braces, we will place 2 key value pairs. First one will be eye color, colon, then expression that refers to the eye color field name of the input documents. Then comma, then favorite fruit, colon, and then same expression. But instead of eye color, we use favorite fruit here. Like this. And let's move this part to the next line. Here it is. And let's execute this aggregate operation. Command enter. In the results, we get all combinations of eye color and favorite fruit. And you see that each document has 1 field underscore ID that has nested document with 2 fields, eye color and favorite fruit. And totally we got 9 results. Because all persons have 3 possible eye colors and 3 possible favorite fruits. So we simply multiply 3 by 3 and get 9 results, 9 pairs. Let's add one more field here. For example, age, and expression $age. Now we will get all combinations of eye color, favorite fruit, and age. Let's execute this, command enter. Here are results. And totally we get more than 50 results. Again, more fields, more combinations, and more documents. You can use another field names in the output documents. For example, you can replace favorite fruit with just fruit. Let's execute this, command enter. And in the results, you will see fruit as a field name. Okay, let's move on, and in the next example, we will look at the combination of group and match stages. See you there. Let's now combine match and group stages. In this example, we will first use match stage, where we will find all documents with favorite fruit banana. And next, group stage. And finally, we will get documents with _ID that will have embedded document with two fields age and eye color. So remember that all documents in person's collection will go to match stage first. We will filter and find only documents with favorite fruit banana, and then resulting documents will go to the group stage. And group will produce brand new documents that will contain all possible combinations of age and eye color of the documents that came out from the match stage. Results will be following. So documents with one field _ID, and this field will contain document as a value, and this document will have two fields, age and eye color. And here we see all possible combinations of age and eye color. Let's look at this in action. In previous examples, we used just one stage, so let's add one more stage here. I'll copy all those contents, copy, and paste here. And rename stage 1 to stage 2. So here instead of group, I will use match stage. And let me delete all contents of the value, like this. So let's group results by eye color and age, so I will remove this part. Here it is. And let's match documents by, for example, gender. Gender, female. So I am matching documents by gender female. Here I need to add comma. And then group resulting documents by eye color and age. Let's execute this operation. And I got results, eye color blue, age 27, and so on. And I got more than 50 such pairs. To ensure that all documents in the results have gender female, we can add gender as a field here. So gender and reference to the gender field in the input documents. And let's execute this, command enter. And of course, all resulting documents will have gender female. Here it is. Okay, let's summarize what happens here. All documents from the person's collection are passed to the first stage, that is a match stage. We filter documents and find only those where gender is female. Then those documents are passed to the stage 2, that is a group stage. And we group those documents by eye color, by age, and by gender. And as a result, we get brand new documents with one field _ID. As a value it has embedded document, and this embedded document has three fields, eye color, age, and gender. And those fields represent all possible combinations of the values of eye color, age, and gender in the documents that we got after the first stage match. Okay, what will happen if we will simply change order of those stages? So just swap them. Let's look at this next. See you shortly.